Good morning, everybody. Hey, it's a cool fall morning in the Pacific Northwest, and I'm going to give you the long-awaited Bilstein 6112 review. I almost screwed up my numbers. So, anyway, got about 10 or 12,000 miles on it now with these front-end suspension components on. The 6112 is the shock absorber and the spring combined, so it's a pretty heavy-duty unit. The installation, I screwed up on the footage for the video, so I don't have that. However, if you guys put a message on the very end in my comment section, I'll give you some super pointers that'll save your life and save you probably 3 or 4 hours. So number one, I had a really hard time busting that ball joint loose, and there's a little trick that makes it really easy. And another thing I ran into was the sway bar, and also being extra careful with all the connectors that are on these, because you have ABS, you have wheel speed sensors and everything else. You got a lot of stuff to take off as well as brake lines. But anyway, blah blah. So install difficulty, I would say I'm pretty handy, but this way it turned out to me to be a real pain in the butt. And at some points I was even thinking just screw it, put it back together, leave the factory stuff on there. But I took some more time, was more patient, figured it all out. But it took me like 7 hours, guys, maybe even 8. I'd like to say less, but that's being honest with you. So install difficulty was terrible. Knowing what I know now, I'd say it's probably going to be like a 4. So much more doable for the home guy. So let me know about that video, because it really will save you guys, and you'll be able to do it and save yourself a few $100 instead of paying somebody else. The lift level I went to was, I remained at the factory level. You could adjust it up to 2 inches. So I ended up not needing an alignment. The front end's, it drives perfect still, and no issues whatsoever on tire wear. So overall, I'm very happy with that. And so for ride quality, so I'm on a fairly rough road right now for a city street, but not horrible. I'd say for heavy-duty off-road use, these would be great, and a guy would really want them. For normal daily driving, it's way too rough for me, way too rough for the wife. Smaller shock with the factory spring would have been a better bet for me, but I ended up getting these as a package, so it saved me a lot of money. For towing, it really keeps the front end planted, and you guys know, if you have one of these trucks, it's kind of sloppy steering just because it's a really soft factory ranchos, but this has really got it planted, and it feels super great in the corners. The heavy load on the back even makes it feel more stable, so I think for heavy duty towing, that's great too. But again, for daily driver, way too rough, wouldn't recommend it to anybody. Would I do it again with this suspension setup? No, I would not. I'd go with the lighter shock and call it good. Anyway, I think that's about it. If you have any questions, comments, let me know, and I'll put those pointers in if you ask for them. So I think I covered everything, but I'll check your comments. Let me know, guys. Thanks.